Help me, Mama.
Hey everybody, this is Emily and Malia for Help Me Mama. Today I wanted to do a video about that special something that your child might have, whether it's a blankie or a binky or a stuffed animal or a dolly, that thing that they want to cuddle with all the time or drag around the house by its hair. You know what I'm talking about, and people have different names for it. So I wanted to cover the problem of them being seemingly over-attached to this item. Like you can't wash it, you have to the scenario where you take it secretly from the pile and then secretly put it in the wash because it hasn't been washed in a year. Okay, I want to help you avoid that whole situation. And then of course when they discover it's gone, it's in the dryer, or heaven forbid something actually happens to it, what do you do about it? Now there's a difference between an attachment that's not really a big deal, they really love it, it might be their favorite, and throwing a tantrum every time it goes into the wash. Those are, do you like playing with my hair, sweet girl? Yeah, I love you. Those are two different things, and I want to talk about that and help us get through this situation and see it for what it really is. Because when you have a child who's having a tantrum about their teddy bear not being with them every minute, it's idolatry, okay? And I'm going to explain that because I think it has to be qualified. Oh, beauty. Beauty, hi. Okay, so the special something. Number one, to prevent the situation from happening, let me give you a little toy. Okay, to prevent this from happening, I would alternate whatever they sleep with or whatever it is. We'll try to alternate things with them frequently. So if they are starting to favor one thing, or if you think, well, it's kind of nice, using a stuffed animal at nighttime is really nice because, at least for my 2-year-old, it was easy to say, oh, help this little creature go to sleep. He's tired. Will you please help him go to sleep? And then soon enough, they're both asleep, right? So that can be a very helpful thing. However, if you use the same one over and over again, they tend to get attached to that one. And they associate comfort with the snuggle creature rather than with mommy putting them to bed or, other things. So I would say alternate routinely. And I would do this 2 ways. One, casually, not a big deal. It's not like you're not saying to them, I know we don't have Baby Pony, who is Rai Rai's favorite. We don't have Baby Pony. Please, you're gonna be okay. Just like, oh, Baby Pony's not here. Let's use the little puppy tonight. Okay, and hopefully you have that kind of response, especially if you do it early on. Now, also do it frequently. If you only alternate, once a month, it might not work because you're still having the same guy over and over again. Same little stuffed creature. The next one is if they are already attached to something, do not tolerate tantrums, okay? Just because they are attached to something does not excuse them having a big fit over it being in the laundry or being unavailable or being outside or inside on a rainy day or something like that. Just because they forgot it in the car doesn't mean they're allowed to have a tantrum about it. I would treat this just as any other discipline problem. Can you say glasses, please? Glasses, please. I would treat it as any other discipline problem. They are not allowed to have a tantrum. If, say it's in the wash, little Binky or whatever it is in the wash. You say, son, it is important that Binky gets washed. I know that you love him, and I know that you want to play with him. I want you to play with him. Binky needs a wash just like you need a bath, and you need to accept that. Baby, you may play. And you need to accept mommy's answer about that. And I would go about discipline the way that you usually would in that situation. Do not tolerate tantrums, okay? I don't know why, for some reason I feel like this area, this special thing, has been relegated to oh, that's an emotional issue or something where we set it aside and it's not a discipline issue. It is a discipline issue. And even further, when we get to the next point, I'll get to it right now, is that it's an idolatry issue. I mean, if you're a Christian, men make idols in our own hearts of everything and anything, and even of our own selves. And that is what they're doing with this little snuggle creature or whatever it is, because they're finding comfort in it They're finding attachment in it. They're finding love in this creature. And it has become the most important thing in their lives, and they've set it up on a pedestal, even above trusting mom and dad, even above having comfort from God, okay? Now, they're not going to be able to understand all the ins and outs of that. You, as the parent, have to explain it to them, okay? Because even in adult hearts, just as in adult hearts, in baby hearts, there is idolatry. We have a sinful nature, and it's going to be in, you see it even at these really young ages. So here's how I would explain it simply, okay? We are required to love God first. And you can ask your child, do you love Binky more than you love God? And, they might not be able to answer, but it's good to just ask these questions. We need to love God first, okay? And we need to respect mom and dad. God has told us to respect and obey mom and dad. And the next one is to explain the nature of things versus the nature of God, okay? And the easiest way, I think, for you to put this is, things are good. Binky is good. Binky is a good gift from God. And you may snuggle him and you may love him, but you may not love him more than God, okay? We do not find our comfort, Binky, or I'm just calling it Binky. Usually people call pacifiers Binky, but blankets, sometimes they're called that too, I guess. So you may be comforted, but I want you to find comfort in God. If you have to use a different stuffed toy, don't go to the stuffed creature or whatever it is for comfort. When you're going to bed, you ask God, God, be with me and help me go to sleep. God, give me comfort when I go sleeping on ice. Okay, so if you're afraid, if your toddler is afraid, if they need help, if they need comfort, if they need love, they don't need Binky. They need you, and they need God. And so that's where I would direct them, rather than running to the laundry to get their stuffed little idol out of it. No, point them and direct them to God. Say, God gives us good things, and Binky is a good thing, but it is not to be loved more than God. If you need something, let's go to God. And you can ask mommy and daddy too, because we love you. And that is a very simple, lesson. It's a simple Bible lesson. Things are not God. Things do not bring us joy and happiness and comfort. Those things come from God alone. And God gives us good things to help us. But in the end, they are just things. They are not our God. They are not our comfort. And you have to explain these things in a very simple way. So, love God first. Things are good, but they are not God. Go to God if you need something, if you need some of these things. So, just to recap, to prevent, alternate little creatures that they play with or sleep with. Don't tolerate tantrums. Do not. Now, be comforting to them, because if you're taking away their comfort, they need to replace that comfort. So you can be comforting to them and still address the discipline issue. And the last one is explain simply. This is a big issue. This is a big issue. This is an issue of idolatry in your child's heart. And so don't just pass by this opportunity. Direct them to God. Direct them to God. So I have a tired little girl right here. So I'm going to pick her up. And I will see all of you later. Please subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Facebook or YouTube. Love you, girls. See you later.
Help me, Mama.